Oh boy, here we are guys, the promised video that we talked about in our last video. The Black Ops 4 update is here, and this is the biggest update we've received so far. And honestly, it's one of the biggest COD updates I think I've ever seen in my life. This update changes a lot, and in my opinion, it changes a lot for the better. I'm really excited to share this video with you guys, to go through these patch notes and really highlight the things that I feel are the most useful for you to know. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more Black Ops 4 content. We post a brand new video every single day, and I'm really excited for this week's team challenge. It's a series that we do that involves team members where we go into the game and we try to do a crazy challenge. The last one was kind of your classic 250-0 hardpoint win. It's a great video. You should go check it out. But next team challenge on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Oh my God, this challenge is insane. You're gonna absolutely love it. If you're a BO4 fan, this video is a must-see. Anyhow, drop a like on today's video and let's go ahead and jump right in to the biggest Black Ops 4 update we've gotten so far. So there's three major categories that we're going to be covering. There's three big things that they changed, and that is the spawns, then the weapons, and then finally the specialists. Before we get any further, I want to briefly touch on two things that are super cool that they added in. First off, they changed the dark matter camo. They actually brought back the original Black Ops 3 purple dark matter, and it looks phenomenal. It looks so good. It's one of my favorite camos ever, and the fact that they brought that nostalgic feeling back to BO4 is super exciting. And there's also different colors as well. You'll see it as Carnage progresses through the weapons. He gets those different colors. We'll have a video on that whole thing tomorrow, but here's a little preview gameplay of the purple dark matter. And then we also got the ability to change the prestige emblem once you hit master prestige. This was done in previous Call of Duties like BO3, and they brought that back here in Black Ops 4. It's very popular, and honestly, once again, it's nostalgic to be able to bring back those other Treyarch based prestige emblems and use them once you hit master prestige. And it only makes sense, like once you get to the top of the top, you should be able to customize it as much as you'd like. So they brought that back as well. The next thing that they added in is gun game. The popular gun game mode is back, so definitely check out. That's the featured playlist right now. There's also a mercenary deathmatch mosh pit, and then lastly, probably my favorite part of all of the game modes that were added into the game is Chaos Domination. You might ask, what makes Chaos Domination so chaotic? Obviously, it's in its name. Well, the zone capture time has been reduced to only 3 seconds. The round score limit is now 150 points, up from 100, obviously, in normal Domination. The player count is 6v6, up from the traditional 5v5 that's new in Black Ops 4, and that is what makes this game mode so chaotic. I can't wait to play this. It's gonna be a ton of fun. It looks super exciting, and it really, represents the name Carnage quite well, so you can probably expect a gameplay from us in that game mode here this week. Looks super cool. So guys, spawns. Spawns have been severely adjusted, and it's quite good to see, to be honest. A lot of people have been complaining about the spawns, and myself have also noticed that spawns are just really rough, man. So up on screen is an image of what the patch notes look like in regards to the spawns. The team deathmatch spawns have been tuned. The spawn adjustments have been made on slums, summit, militia, and firing range. Domination spawn adjustments made for icebreaker, which was much needed. Contraband, hacienda, payload, gridlock, slums, which is much needed. Summit, militia, jungle, and firing range. On top of that, they also did spawn adjustments in hardpoint, free for all, and control. So spawns honestly should be looking a lot more solid than they previously were. They also made some adjustments to the icebreaker map and slums to prevent people from getting spawn killed as much. There's been a lot of issues on those two maps of people spawn killing and kind of sitting on head glitches, just watching people spawn, and also people spawning around the corner out of sight, and obviously once they run out, they just get gunned down immediately. So they kind of adjusted some of those head glitches in those corner spots to reduce that a lot. So that's good as well, and I think that's going to tone down some of the raging done on those maps, to be honest. So that's a good thing as well. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the guns. This is probably what most people are really looking forward to, and they've done a lot. So assault rifles. We're dialing back some previous buffs to assault rifles to help close the gap in effectiveness between ARs and SMGs, allowing SMG SMGs to be more effective at firing on the move. Slight reduction to ADS move speed for all assault rifles. Slight reduction to ADS in transition speed for all assault rifles. The ICR in particular has reduced headshot damage, improved base damage from 110, and slight reduction to reload speed, so they definitely nerfed the ICR. That was much needed. The Vapor was also nerfed. It got a reduced close range headshot damage. A damage now falls off a lot sooner, and High Caliber is now reduced headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 3-hit kill. Submachine Guns also were changed, and they were changed for the better because obviously a lot of people complained about them not being very competitive, especially in regards to assault rifles, even in those close quarter combat situations. Mobility is the primary strength of SMGs, speeding across the map to engage or disengage quickly. Some of the close range SMGs were performing quite well, while others struggled to compete with the rest of the category. This week's Balancing Pass levels the playing field between SMGs. First, starting off with the MX9, extended all damage ranges, which is good. The High Caliber was adjusted to reduced headshot multiplier and eliminated the possibility of a 4-hit kill. The Cordite received an extended in all damage ranges, and also for the belt feed operator mod now has increased overheat rate. The GKS got for the quad shot operator mod now has a slight time increase in between bursts. The SOG 9mm now has a reduced hipfire accuracy for the dual wield operator mod. So all of these were pretty good, honestly. Like, these are good buffs for the SMGs and make them a lot more competitive, in my opinion. The best thing is that they didn't go full force. They made slight adjustments, and that is important because once they've gone too far and then have to tone it back, people will notice the differences a lot more and complain more. So small and slight incremental buffs are better than massive nerfs, because that really can throw off the meta, especially psychologically for us players. Tactical rifles also were buffed, the ABR specifically, to be more competitive with other TAC rifles, while stepping down its operator mod to keep it from becoming a crutch attachment. The Swordfish received some attachment adjustments as well. So for the Swordfish, the reduced headshot multiplier, eliminating the possibility of a 3-hit kill for the High Caliber attachment, and for the Pentaburst operator mod, it now has been reduced to extra granted clip size. There's been a ton of changes to these sniper rifles. I'll go ahead and throw them up on screen, but one that I want to specifically point out, and one that a lot of people were complaining about, was the Outlaw. So the Outlaw did get a pretty decent, honestly, probably the biggest sniper buff out of all of these snipers. It got an improved base damage from 110 to 130, and also a reduced idle sway, an increased base movement speed, and a slight increase in ADS movement speed bonus for the stock attachment. And this was much needed because I know people that were grinding out Dark Matter were severely struggling with the Outlaw sniper and never wanted to touch the gun again. Other weapons like the Koshka received a improved damage from 120 to 140 and increases in ADS speed bonuses as well. So definitely look out for those snipers. For the light machine gun, the Titan received a nerf, which was definitely needed. It received a reduced headshot damage. It now has reduced headshot damage, reduced hipfire accuracy, and a reduced ADS movement speed bonus for the stock attachment. The Hades received a slight buff with the steady grip attachment with an improved recoil mitigation, but a nerf when it comes to the crossbar operator mod, as it was reduced in its movement speed and accuracy. So that's kind of interesting. It kind of evens out, to be honest, and I like that in my opinion. There was also changes to the shotguns. They play a lot different than past Call of Duty titles, and those who have practiced cat and mouse gameplay can be highly effective with them. So here's the changes. The MOG 12, the one-hit kill range has been reduced for the choked barrel, which was definitely needed. That's a good change in my opinion. Then for the SG-12, they addressed an issue with the strobe light where it would remain on after death for the operator mod, of course. And also, they're going to be doing live updates coming soon to reduce the range at which the strobe light interferes with enemy aim. And that's needed, honestly. Like, I know Dismo made a video, K3 made a video on this, and a lot of people were like really talking about this operator mod. It's super powerful, and it's good to see them slightly nerfing that. I think that's much needed, so that's good as well. Then when it comes for all weapons, the Grip 2 now has reduced ADS flinch mitigation, so they kind of nerfed it a little bit. The Suppressor reduced damage fall off ranges, and also the Elo Optic received a slightly increased ADS recoil, so that was kind of interesting as well. But moving on to the specialists, a lot has been done for every single specialist. The Ajax. It is stated that we are providing more strategic options to counteract ballistic shield and to help ensure that shield isn't activated too often in the same game. Explosives now apply partial damage to the front of a deployed ballistic shield user, and the ballistic shield now takes longer to earn. That was a recommendation I made in our previous video, and I'm really glad they made those changes because the ballistic shield is definitely a frustrating specialist to go up against, and I think a lot of people really wanted to see that specialist nerfed. For the Nomad, we want to encourage Nomad to work more closely with his K9 unit to maximize effectiveness. They reduced the K9 unit health by 10%. So what do they mean here? They basically reduced the distance that the K9 unit goes. It's gonna stick closer to the actual character now than the Crash. While we're happy that our support specialist is so popular, he was a bit too effective at a score streak farmer, which makes sense. I know a lot of people are really using him to get score streaks really fast. So what they've done is they've reduced the teammate used pack bonuses from 50 to 25. The Firebreak Purifier has been restored to its former glory, and the increased Purifier flame damage to be guaranteed eventual kill against a player who doesn't have Tactical Mask equipped. So basically, if you hit somebody with it now, they will die unless they have that specific Tac Mask perk equipped. For the Recon, they've reduced the Sensor Dart duration and also resolved the annoying issue where voiceover would incorrectly state that the player's Sensor Dart was destroyed. I know this was really frustrating, and I'm glad they addressed that and fixed it. That was probably an easy fix, to be honest. Then for Torque, they've increased the earn rate for Barricade, they've increased hit points for Barricade, and they've addressed an issue that prevented TACOM from telling the player that their Barricade was taking damage. And for the Prophet, guys, the Prophet received a great increase for its Tempest projectile speed, slightly increased Tempest chain distance, and resolved an issue where being hit by an explosive charge would disable the Tempest charge, preventing further arcing. So that's good. I'm glad they've kind of buffed the Prophet a little bit. I honestly think he was kind of useless in my opinion, so I guess those are relatively good adjustments for the Tempest ability. A couple other small things. The Strike Team now does not count towards your medals or your nuclear streak, so you can no longer earn a nuclear streak while using the Strike Team. Like, the Strike Team won't count towards the actual nuclear streak, so that's good. And they've also reduced ranges required for long shot medals for assault rifles, tac rifles, submachine guns, and light machine guns. Of course, I just finished the assault rifles. That's kind of annoying, but regardless, all good for me, and I'm glad they've done that because they were really long. But anyways, guys, if you want to check out rest of the patch notes, I will leave a link to the Reddit post made by Treyarch down below in the comment section below. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Once again, subscribe to the channel if you are new, drop a like on today's video, and let me know what you feel was the most important change that they made, and also include something that you feel still needs to be changed in Black Ops 4. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one, guys.